Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tara if you're new here, and in today's video we're going to talk about the relation of energy to muscle tightness. So I actually wasn't planning on filming this video today. It wasn't like in my content calendar, and then last night I had like a really good meditation, and then after I was done meditating this idea just came into my head and I was like, oh, I kind of want to film a video on this, so that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to kind of give you my opinion on the relation of the two. Random side note, because I'm staring at myself. My hair is at this like awkward length where I really liked it when I cut it short and it was short, and I like it a lot when it's long, but not loving it at this length, and I feel like I'm going to be stuck with it for another few months before it gets to the length that I want. But anyway, let's start just by talking a little bit about energy. So if you're newer to this kind of thought process, so I feel like energy is a kind of word that has a lot of different meanings. So when I'm talking about energy, I'm talking about energy in the universe that we can kind of interact with. Basically, everything in the universe is made up of atoms, and atoms are made up of different energy levels. So that's kind of what quantum physics looks like. I totally am not a quantum physics expert by any means. I kind of understand the basics of it. It definitely is really detailed and complicated, but it's a really interesting subject. So if everything in our universe is made up of energy, then there's always energy flowing within us, and there's always energy around us, so we can interact with these energies. If you talk about this in yogi terms, they call it prana. So prana is like our life force that we interact with, and a lot of times when we are trying to interact with energy, we do a lot of breath work, and that's where pranayama came from. So pranayama is basically breath work. And I'm trying to roll my R's and get my Sanskrit accent down, so I'm not sure how it's going. There's also a dog in front of me right now. I don't think you can see her in the frame. I'm trying to look. I don't think you can. So like, if you're like, what the hell is this girl doing? She's like moving her hands around, petting my dog. Here she is. One of three. In my personal opinion, if we only look at our physical body when we are trying to work on something or heal from something, we don't really look at our energy, or I call it our energetic body, which makes it sound a lot more like woo-woo than it actually is. Basically, by that I just mean like our energy. So if we're not working on the physical body and the energetic body, I feel like we really are missing a piece, because they really are intertwined together. So the best way to look at our energy, so there's a lot of different energetic channels throughout our bodies, but the most well-known ones are our chakras. So those are 7 energetic centers starting from our tailbone going all the way up to the crown of our head. The chakras really make like a great like roadmap to understanding how our energy interacts with our physical body. So I'm not going to go in too much detail on the chakras today. If you guys want a video talking about the chakras, just go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. So I think I gave you guys a good basis on what we are talking about today. So let's actually go back to the point of this video on why tight muscles cause your energy not to be flowing as well. So if we think about the chakras, like I was just describing, 7 of them going up this way. If the energy gets stuck in one of them, then the energy can't flow nicely up and down. I feel like that kind of is like, makes sense, right? If one of the energy centers isn't spinning, like the energy isn't flowing, it'll correspond to a certain part of your body. So if it is like your solar plexus, it could be tightness in the abdominal region. If it's your sacral chakra, then it could be tightness in the pelvic floor. So each one basically will correspond with a certain part of your body. So if you're having tightness, say you have a really tight pelvic floor, tight abdomen, tight neck, the energy can kind of get like stuck in that area. Each energy center also is related to a different aspect of our lives. So like our root chakra is related to our security, our stability, so being financially stable. So if stuff is going on that way, then the energy can get blocked there. Then if you look at, say, our throat chakra, it's our ability to express ourselves through speech, to listen to others, things like that. So it's basically like what I'm trying to get at is, are the muscles tight for another reason, and then they cause the energy to not flow, or is something going on in your life and you tighten up in that area? I feel like it can happen either way. So I'm going to give you guys how I've experienced this personally. So I've been pretty consistent with a meditation practice. So what I notice is if I'm holding any area tight, that I can't get into that meditative state as easily. So when I think about being in a meditative state, I feel like your energy is really just flowing nicely up and down to get you into that state. So sometimes I'm like sitting meditating and I will like check in with myself, and then I'll notice like maybe I feel like tightness in my shoulders, and if I relax them down, then I'll like feel like, okay, now like I can feel my energy flowing. Or a lot of times I actually hold a lot of tension. I feel like in my sit bones, and if I just kind of relax the glutes and let myself kind of like sink into the earth, then all of a sudden I can get into that meditative state and I can feel my energy flowing. The more you work with this kind of stuff like yoga, meditation, pranayama, things like that, the easier it is to interact with this energy and feel it flowing. Like, it takes time to get there, but I just kind of wanted to share with you guys how these two can interact. I do have a video where it teaches you how to use your breath work to relax tight muscles, and I will link that in the description down below. I like to relate modern type medicine with more holistic Eastern type medicine, as I am a physical therapist, so I have been trained in like the traditional, more medical viewpoint. Although physical therapy, which is the reason I did get into it, was because it is more holistic and hands-on, and it's not so much medications and things like that. But anyway, I like to kind of combine the two. So if we're looking at the energy flow and the relation to tight muscles, like I said before, it could be either, is it something going on in your life that's causing you to tighten up? Maybe things are going on in your life where you don't feel your sense of security and stability, and that could be causing the energy not to be flowing as well. So if you are able to work on that, and obviously I know circumstances, not like you can just make like that happen, but what I'm saying is as that gets better, then maybe the energy flows and the muscle tightness starts to go away. Kind of how stress can relate to causing tight muscles. That's one thought process. Or are the muscles tight and then they're blocking the energy from flowing? So then it's more like you can use like stretching, working on your mobility, seeing a physical therapist, having manual therapy done, massage therapy, things like that. If we can loosen the muscles, then will the energy be able to flow better? I think you can work on it either way, honestly. So I think there's not like one set path to approach this. But basically what I'm kind of trying to share with you guys in this video is just to think about the relation of the two. I think that looking at our energy and looking at the way that our emotions affect our energy and the effect it has on our physical body is really a missing piece for many people, especially when you are dealing with certain type of issues. So as a pelvic health physical therapist, this is kind of how I got into this whole thought process. Because pelvic health, for the most part, it's a complicated thing to deal with, and I think that a lot of people dealing with pelvic health issues, there's stuff going on from a physical standpoint, and there's also stuff going on from a mental standpoint, from a emotional standpoint, from the energetic standpoint, and I think that really to treat people the best is to bring it all together. And I think that's for anything and not just pelvic health conditions. I'm just kind of sharing with you what kind of brought me to where I am today with my thought process. I hope this video made sense and helped you look at things a little bit differently. Looking at energy, quantum physics, it's really complicated, honestly, to understand. I'm still learning it, but it's really interesting, and I think that it could really have a positive impact on our life when we think about working with our energy in addition to working our physical body. Feel free to leave me a comment down below, and if you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button right below me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!